British curriculum in the humanities is oriented towards the ability to structure the argument, explore questions, give solutions to the problem that might be not entirely correct, but show how the student thinks and defends their ideas. It is not about rote memorization and testing of the memory. It still requires the student to digest and remember a lot of facts, but the ultimate question which will be asked at the exam is, what are you going to do with these facts? The most difficult thing for the students I work with is to see the big picture, to tie the disparate pieces of information into a cohesive whole. Sometimes the foreign language is also a bit of a nuisance. It is very important to learn to write essays in English, but the language difficulties might stand in the way of the thinking process. What you cannot say, you cannot think. I suppose that Cambridge experience is very individual. What is universal, however, is a tremendous study load. The programs are very demanding, so the most important thing that a student needs to pack in their suitcase when they set out for Cambridge is a set of studying skills, self-organization, information search and analysis, and self-motivation, of course. On the other hand, Cambridge provides truly unique opportunities, both in terms of academic study and in terms of personal development. These are clubs, different courses, open lectures which you are expected to attend, conferences, etc. During my master's year, I also received a diploma of higher education in Spanish. In addition to my main studies, I attended rock and roll dance classes, I frequented the 3 local theatres and also visited Cambridge museums. In Belgium, I received a BA and a second master's degree in art history. It was my dream since Cambridge, as my research then in 2011 was cross-disciplinary, involving language education and cultural studies. It sparked my interest in the latter subject, and as I am an amateur artist, it was quite natural for me to pick an art history program. In 2019, I was accepted on the art history course at Leuven University, which sometimes is called the Flemish Oxford for its ancient tradition and the quality of teaching. My experience there was specific, just like for everyone who was studying during the Corona crisis, but in general it was very satisfying. Leuven has a more traditional approach. At the BA level, it is more lecture and exam oriented. I had 7 to 8 exams each semester. While Masters, it is different. It is more oriented to writing research papers and carrying out your own original scientific project. I had personally an extra difficulty as I was studying, taking exams, oral and written, communicating with professors and writing my papers in the Dutch language. And in the humanities, teaching and assessment are also very language-oriented, language-focused. So I advise everyone to pay serious attention to your language skills and also find somebody who could proofread your papers at the university. An Oxbridge student has to have extensive background knowledge in a variety of fields and has to be able to think creatively, to approach problem solving in a non-cliched way. The other thing that might sound itself as a cliche, but it is a very important fact of Oxbridge academic life, the student has to have the skill of organizing their studies in the most efficient way. I have chosen art history because of my long-standing interest in all things cultural and because of my hobby, digital art. I treat my hobby seriously. I study and practice a lot. I attend courses and workshops when I can. However, art history, as I discovered in the course of my studies in Leuven, is not only about art. It is in general about us humans, about our thinking, about the political life, gender, class, race. Everything that constitutes human life is reflected in art and hence can be the subject of art history. Yes, I know it from my own experience with the Dutch language that you can learn to think in a foreign language. And I started learning Dutch seriously when I was over 30, but it is certainly a lot of work. I believe that the teacher should be open to the students, open to the dialogue with them, so that they would feel at home during the class. Being organized and helping the students to organize their own learning process is another important factor. And finally, the teacher has to be knowledgeable and passionate about their subject because, in my opinion, knowledge and passion are contagious. The advantage of online education is flexibility. You can have a team of teachers and students based in absolutely different places. You are flexible in terms of the schedule and commuting. Additionally, there are many useful electronic tools for education that can aid the teacher and the students in and outside the class. Personally, I have not only taught online, but also learned myself, especially digital art classes, and I believe it is really the future of education.